Today, I continue studying another hilarious clip from TV series Friends, Joey's Perverted Tailor. Actually, it was an old clip number 7, but it was repeated as the clip number 52. So in the clip, uh, the, the cast were discussing about uh, a perverted tailor. So Chandler needs some of his clothes altered, and Joey suggested him for an old tailor that his family been with him forever. Uh, when Chandler went to alter the pants, the tailor measured his cuff and his inseam, but at the end he's kind of took advantage of Chandler. Is at the end is definitely a cupping. A cupping, that means you shape your hand, you make your hand in the shape of a cup, and maybe he's just do something with Chandler cupping. He was cupping Chandler's private private part. But when Chandler went home and complained with Joey was so naive and think that it is the way people just do that measuring clothes. And Ross was so funny when he said, yes, that's the way people do measure clothes, but in prison. So it's really funny. And I have studied a ton of things related to pronunciation, vocabularies, and some cultural point right here. Pronunciation clothes. I had my suit tailored. I had my suit tailored. That means you had your suit on like there is it is your private, this is your personal clothes that people tailor, measure um yourself, your individual's measurement, do it perfectly for you. It's not like mass production and you go to supermarket or market and to get any size, let's say L, large, medium size, but this is for unique measurement just for yourself. This means I had my suit altered, or a suit that you already own was altered. Another common way we use this word is to have something tailor-made. So if you have a suit tailor-made for you, it's done specifically for your size and exact measurements. You need some clothes altered. Altered here, that means fit your clothes, because for example, at the beginning you are fat and now you do a lot of exercise, you lose weight, so your pants are loose and you need it altered. That means you need to make it smaller, to shrink it. I'm just looking for a man to draw on me with chalk, because when Chandler was asking the group if they know any good tailor, and Joey said you need your clothes altered, and there's a sarcasm point from Chandler. He said, I'm just looking for a man to draw on me with chalk. That's the way he replied to such a nonsense question from Joey. Chalk here is the material, the white material that you usually write on whiteboard when we go to school back to those days. Why don't you see? Why don't you see Frankie? As normally we will pronounce, why don't you go see Frankie? And level 1 we will say, why don't you go see Frankie? But level 2 you will say, why ain't you see? Why ain't you go see? Oh my God, why ain't you go see Frankie? Let's see. Level 1 in use, normally we will say, why don't you go see Frankie? Level 1 in use of connected speech would be changing the don't you don't you for don't you. This is very common in colloquial speech when we have a T followed by a Y. And in level 2, he say, why don't you go see? Why don't you go see Frankie? My family's been going him forever. My family's been going to him. Not going to him forever, but going to him forever. Going to him forever. Why aren't you? Why aren't you? Why aren't you say? Why aren't you say? Going to him forever. Stop the Q-tip when there's resistance. It's a funny joke here because Joey keep reminding himself and bothering the group that, oh, when he got the suit at the age of 15, 16, or when was 1990. So there's a funny point from Chandler right here. He says, stop the Q-tip when there's resistance. A Q-tip, it is a curtain swab that you usually use to do with your ear. And he says, stop the Q-tip when there's resistance. That means there's something wrong because Joey keeps using the Q-tip. So now there's something wrong with his brain and communication and thinking. You sure he's gonna be able to crack that code? Because when Chandler is going to leave, is about to leave, Joey said, yeah, told the Tailor that told Frankie that Joey, Pani say hi, and he's able to understand what it means, but it is really very simple to understand. And you just say hi to someone, but you know the way Joey, when he was talking about something, he tried to make it like too much. It's his style. So Chandler replied, you sure he's gonna be able to crack that code? If you crack a code, you decipher a complex hidden message, but in reality, you say hi to someone is nothing a complex hidden message at all. That's why Chandler made a sarcasm right here. Are you sure he's gonna be able to crack that code? How long do you want the cuffs? The cuff, when you look at the pants or the shirt, you can see at the end, the picture is like, that picture is called a cuff. It's at the end and you usually like fold it up a little bit, high or low, depends on your style and your like. Do you know which of these would be the cuff? It is picture image C. It's C. Cuffs are the end part of a sleeve or the trouser leg that's usually turned up like in this picture. At least as long as I have the pants. So when you say as long as, there is two ways to describe it. How long is physical length and how long time or duration of. So as long as it's used for the length of physical length or the length of time. So in this joke, Frankie asked Joey how long he wants for the cuff, but he replied in the way that as long as I have the pants. He replied by using how long for time, not how long for physical length. Chandler is very funny. Now we do your inseam. Inseam. In the picture, you can see the inseam is the length of your trouser leg, of your leg trouser leg. The seam is a line where two pieces of fabric are sewn together. Your Python, that's a way to call a friend in Italy because Joey's origin is Italian. That's why Chandler used the term your Python right here. Python is a word Italian Americans use informally for a friend. Can I talk to you for a sec? For a sec means for a minute, very quick, just to get your attention. For a sec is a shortening for a second. So when he was complaining about the Frankie, Joey replied, what? We don't say what are you talking about, but we say what are you talking about? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Not what. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? To take advantage of someone is to impose oneself sexually upon a person. To take advantage of someone that you do something to get your benefit. But in this case, it is to impose oneself sexually upon a person. Then he ran his hand up my leg, and then there was a definite, as used here, run means to slide or move your hand or something else up for or across a surface. There was definitely what cupping. Cup something in your hands to hold something, making your hands into a round shape. He cupped her face in his hands and kissed her. Cupping refers to a way in which you position your hand. So at the end of the clip, Chandler described that Frankie, while measuring his inseam, there was definitely a cupping, and you can look at the image. It's like he make his hand like touching Chandler's genital, his private part. It's really funny and hilarious clip, and I learned a lot. Thank you, and that's it for today.